former champion Carl Morris. That means, of course, that the final is now between Jason Twist and Carl Morris. An awful lot to look forward to. Jason Twist seeded 5, Carl Morris seeded 2. Rob McKenna is with me here in the studio, himself a former champion. He's won this title twice, in 94 and 97. He knows what these guys are going through right now. Rob, these are nervous moments.
They are, yeah. It's always a bit tricky standing there waiting for everything to actually take place, wait to be announced to come in and actually get on with the match. But once the match starts, I'm sure both lads will be all right. And
in a way, this is not the final that people were predicting for all sorts of reasons.
Sure, yeah. I've heard all sorts of finals. From the beginning of the week, people seen myself and Quinton separating the draw, and they say they want to see me and Quinton in the final, but obviously I got beat slightly earlier than I wanted to do, and that wasn't a possibility. And since then, it's going to be Quinton and Carl, Quinton and Chris, and you know, you just never know what's going to happen with this game.
Right, let's take a check then on the player profiles, looking first of all at Jason Twist, his record. There we are, 32 years of age. He's seeded 5. Without doubt, by common consent, he's the man really in top form at the moment, full of confidence and playing so well at the moment, isn't he, Rob? And this is his road to the final. I guess without doubt the highlight, that semi-final win over Quinton Ham, the defending champion. But he's not had it easy, and it's been a very good performance.
Well, basically, apart from his last 32 match, he's beaten 3 absolute top-quality players there on the route to the final, so Jason's obviously in the form of his life.
Yeah, sure. Right, and Carl Morris, we'll have a look at his profile too. The younger man, of course, by some way, just 23 years of age. He's seeded 2, himself a former world champion. He won it back in 98, but everyone's saying he's not playing well, but you have to give him credit, because if he's not playing well, he's still through to the final. This is his route to that final. What do you reckon was the best performance there?
On paper, the best performance was the match with Chris Mellin, the 10-4 victory, but Chris, by his own admission, didn't play very well, and Carl didn't really need to play very well to beat him. But if Carl can get to the final without firing on all cylinders, and I think he might just turn it on tonight.
It means an awful lot to everyone that wins this title. You know what it's like. Let's take a look at the list of former champions. This, the Roll of Honour, confirmation of Rob McKenna's win in 94, and of course in 97. You can see Carl Morris taking that title in 98, beating Keith Brewer. But whoever wins this, it's a terrific performance. It's something they'll never forget. And no man has ever won this title back-to-back. Right, so let's now hear from the 2 men concerned in this final. We can now hear from Jonathan Green.
Yes, I'm with the 2 men that hopefully, one of them anyway, will be the new world champion of the new century. Jason Twist and Carl Morris. They've seen this all before, though. Both of them have been in finals. Carl Morris has actually won the World Championship. But, Carl, by your own admittance, this week, your game has not been as good as it could have been. In the last 24 hours, have you had a chance to either think it through or do something different? Have you practiced? What have you done to try and change your game a little bit?
Basically, I haven't really done a lot. I've just been upstairs relaxing, because I find that working up, getting yourself worked up, that doesn't do any good. Just take it all in the stride, enjoy the game, and that's when you often play your best.
You won the title in 98. You were still a young man then, but it was a big, big move forward for your confidence to win the World Championship. How important is that coming into tonight's match?
Yeah, well, it's pretty important, because at least I've had the experience of being there and doing it. So I know to try and do the same if I want to do the same again, but it doesn't always work that way. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, best of luck. Jason Twist, you too have been to the final, and I know that 95 may be a long way back, but you remember it very clearly. It's a horrible feeling, obviously, and you want to put it right tonight.
Yeah, I've won a few tournaments this season. I'm feeling really confident, and I know how bad it is when you lose in the final, so I'll try and put it right tonight.
Tell us a little bit about that, because your season has been incredible. Everybody's been talking about you. You've won almost everything there is to win. What's been the difference this year to Jason Twist's game?
To be honest, I can't put my finger on it. Probably more belief in myself, positive attitude, and plenty of hard practice. Talking of practice, we saw you out on the table a little bit earlier. I presume one of the things you want to get right tonight is your break. Yeah, that's for sure. I only potted 1 ball against Quinton in the semi-final, and that could be the turning point in the match, potting balls off the breaks. We can both clear up, and we're both aiming to pot balls off the breaks, which I didn't do in the semi. He's had his day. Is it yours tonight? Hopefully, we'll see. Well, best of luck to both of you. 2 very hopeful finalists. Back to you, David.
So Carl Morris and Jason Twist in good form there. Final verdict before we move on now from Rob. How do you see this one going, and where's your money?
If I was forced to make a prediction on who I think is going to win, I would probably have to side with Jason, because he's definitely been the man in form throughout the whole tournament, and if he carries on in that sort of form, then he's going to be very difficult to beat. But once again, Carl hasn't played all week, and I'm sure he's probably going to turn it on tonight, and I don't think it's going to be one-sided. edge with Jason slightly.
OK, thanks very much indeed, Rob. More from him a little later. Right now, we're just about ready to go. Let's go to our MC, Alan Hughes.
Thank you, David. And now we welcome a player having a tremendous season, winning 4 of the 6 major titles. Appearing in his second Embassy World Final, he is playing the best pool of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, into the final, will you welcome, please, the Ilfracombe Tornado, Jason Twist. And his opponent going for a second Embassy World title, and what a terrific advertisement this young star is, and no one can deny him the chance to win this coveted crown once again. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to welcome from Kent, the young man who's done it before, can he do it again tonight, Carl Morris.
So this men's final then, Jason Twist against Carl Morris. It's the best of 21 frames. And commentary on the match comes from Tony Holgate, Mike McDonald and Jim White.
So many players started, and then there were 2. Jason Twist versus Carl Morris to contest the Embassy Whirlpool crown here in Blackpool at the Hilton Hotel. And what a promising match this one lays out to be. Former champion Carl Morris won the event in 1998. He's got the experience of having been here, but then again, so does Jason Twist, a losing finalist in 1995.
Open table.
Open table, Morris nothing down. So Jason Twist will come to the table with the first opportunity. But the breaks could prove so pivotal in this final.
Definitely, Jim. At the end of the day, you heard them in the interview. They were both saying that the breaks could be the big point where the match could be won or lost. As you see, Carl Morris broke off, potted nothing, Jason Twist in with the first opportunity.
And what a match Jason Twist played against Quinton Hahn in the semi-final. 10-7, he ran out a winner, and he was in superlative form. He hardly ever missed, took advantage of every break that came his way.
And that's a lovely opening shot there, Jim.
Come on, Carl. Come on. Yellow balls to play.
Well, I think just a bit of early nerves there from Jason Twist. Went for the plant. Still left it over the hole, but as you see there, giving Carl Morris an opportunity to get in amongst the yellows.
Seconds.
And that's a shot, Tony. It'll do his confidence a power of good.
Yeah, Jason left it nothing easy there. Here we see it again. It's a nice ball to knock him for your first shot in a world final.
That's for sure.
I think he might be overstretching a little too much there. I think if he's going to play this shot, he should use the rest.
And this is a best of 21, remember? First player to 11. Mike, you've had the chance to watch these players all week leading up to this grand final here, and any opinions?
Well, I think Jason Twist the whole season, Jim, has been in tremendous form. As we already said, home international champion, European champion. He's come here winning everything there is to win. Carl Morris has had a very slow start the week. He's been methodical in what he's done, but he's never found the top gear. And who knows? And hopefully tonight, for our benefit, he will.
Another look at this. Gets rid of the one difficult yellow and potting the other one. Advantage Morris at this moment.
only stumbling block I can see is the yellow that's stuck right next to the red ball. Might go in the top left-hand corner, I'm not quite sure. There you see we've got a full house tonight, of course, for this World Final.
I think that yellow ball actually does go to top left, Tony.
You can see Carl's looking to see if it goes top right as well.
Yeah.
Does make position a lot easier, Mike.
That's right.
30 seconds.
It's pretty tight. I think he might have half a pocket there, though.
A little shake of the head there by Carl.
Well, an interesting statistic in our quarterfinal matches, the player that won the first frame went on to win every match in the last 8. That's how big this first frame is. The only situation that occurred where that didn't follow suit was when Quinton Hahn won the first frame in the semifinal against Jason Twist. And for those of you keeping score, the other semifinal, Chris Melling, went down by a very convincing score line. Carl Morris ran out a 10-4 winner there.
Yeah, and I believe Carl was 2-0 down against Chris Mellon as well.
That's right, Tony.
Well, you wouldn't have fancied Carl to miss that yellow.
And you must have been right, Tony. That yellow must go to the top right. He's played for it.
Well, I think it was instrumental in Jason's Twist win against Quinton Hahn was the amount of times when he came to the table after Quinton had missed and finished nearly every time, didn't he, Michael?
That's right, Tony. He's superb. He punished every single mistake that Quinton Hahn made. And considering he had only one ball of one of his own breaks, a very convincing win.
And from a psychological perspective, too, that can be so intimidating when you know you can't afford a miss. And there's a couple of his fans that have been front and center throughout this event supporting him. And with both of these players being mainstays on the English side, I suppose a lot of the English fans are going to be split. What a sure potter he is. There, Keith Brewer center picture, and just to his right, that's Chris Melling, and then to the left, Mick Hill, all very gifted players. Brewer, the elder statesman there. But there aren't many English players not here, Tony.
No, they're all there in force, Jim. That's a good shot from Jason Twist. Just got this one long red now into the bottom left-hand corner. Just got to hold the cue steady. It's there. He hasn't snookered himself, surely not.
He has.
That's unbelievable. Well, that's the thing, you make sure you don't do that.
Concentrated so hard on the pot that he forgot the positional end of the shot, and that's unbelievable.
Jason's going for the masse. He's going to try and bend the cue ball around the yellow. It wasn't far away, but can Carl Morris get through to the yellow at the top of the table? If he can't, he's got no easy shot. Jason might have let lucky. Well, I don't think he can, because I think Carl would have been down already to play this. As you can see on this, from this angle, he can clip the yellow, but I don't think he can pot it cleanly.
30 seconds.
Well, this is a big shot now for Carl Morris. Well, he's actually played safe off it. Not a bad shot, though.
Not bad at all, Tony. Going back to that Jason Twist shot, I can't believe he snookered himself there.
I think it could be like shades of 95, Jim. And I remember I was on commentary with you in the World Final when he played Daz Ward, and there was a lot of chances that Jason had early on in the match that he failed to take. And Daz went on to win that final.
Well, just look at the position of the two yellow balls here, Tony.
Well, these are just tap-ins now for Carl.
Carl Morris's traits here in this 2000 Embassy World Championship have just been to feast on the mistakes that have come his way, and that was a glaring one from Jason Twist. And the opening frame goes the way of the former world champion, Carl Morris. He leads Jason Twist 1-0 in this best of 21 men's final.
Second frame, Jason Twist to break, trailing 1 frame to 0.
Jason Twist cracks into them, frame number 2.
Yellow ball potted.
Gets one off the break, so an open table, but we said this could be the difference, and he really did hit those sweet.
Yellow ball's in play.
Good split here. Yellow's the color of choice.
Just got to hold the white for the yellow at the top. He's achieved that. This really should be well, should he miss it, it would be gilt-edged.
Yeah, you're right, Tony. That was an excellent shot to hold the white there. Nothing hard here for Jason. Keeps his concentration. Keeps the cue action smooth.
Very important visit, too, after tossing the first frame away. If he can break and finish here, go a long ways to restore his confidence.
He's got a perfect angle there on this yellow at the bottom of the table. He's going to leave the two yellows over the centre pocket to last, and it'll be easy to attain position on the 8, Michael.
Yeah, and he's played that well as well, Tony. 2 tap-ins.
I think he'd have liked to be a bit further up the table there, Mike. As you can see, whichever yellow he takes, he's coming away from the other one. Not chancing it, going around the table, just leaving himself yellow down into the bottom left-hand corner.
Well, even if he misses this, I think you can guarantee he won't snooker himself on the 8 this time.
Come on, Carl.
That's unbelievable.
Red ball's in play.
Well, that really looked good, though, didn't it, coming down? You would have thought that would have dropped. Well, Carl Morris has really been given a couple gifts here in the opening 2 frames.
Well, I think his next shot is the big shot. Should he knock this red in at the top left-hand side? Everything's pretty straightforward. He was shaking a little bit there as he went to play that one.
Well, nerves are understandable. The biggest event of the year. His dad, Jim Morris, looking on. I think he's going to dish these up.
I actually think he's playing with bags of confidence, Tony.
Yeah, it makes you feel good when your opponent keeps missing easy chances to win frames.
I was just about to say, if he didn't have confidence starting this match, he will have shortly.
Well, he's just going to run this red in next to the black ball now. Maybe a bit of left-hand side, bring the cue ball off the side rail, and back out for the red in the centre. It's pretty good.
Choice, really, of ways to play this. He can stand in behind it, play the 8 to the left center, or just play a bit of left-hand side and play the 8 bottom right.
He overhit that a bit, but I think he might let himself pretty straight going into the top left-hand corner. This for a 2-0 lead.
Eight goes down, and Carl Morris has taken a 2-0 lead. And look at his dad cheering him on from the stands.
Fifth frame, Carl Morris to break, leading 4 frames to 0. Red ball crosses.
Once again, it looks like he's contacting just below that top red. He gets one into the center pocket. Frame 5. And Carl Morris has yet to drop a frame.
Seconds.
Yellow ball's nominated. Yellow ball's in play.
It's amazing. He has hit a couple shots that have been very poor by his standards, or any of these top players, really. He just keeps winning frames.
Yeah, but Jason's just not, well, he's getting the opportunity, Jim. He's just not doing it at the table. He's returning the compliment, if you like.
See, Carl's not happy here. He tried to kick the yellow out. It's next to the red, and you see the cue ball just brushing the yellow just before it. And not happy.
This has been more a case of how good Carl's bad game is, and his bad game is winning over the other player's bad game.
And to see Carl play safety now.
Carl's girlfriend looking on, pleased with proceedings to this stage.
30 seconds.
It's not a bad shot. Block the red into the centre as well. It's going to take some pretty fast shooting for Jason Twist to get out from here.
Is Jason the sort of player, Tony, that he will start throwing his cue at a lot more balls now? He finds himself 4-0 down?
Jason won't go and turn and start playing negative. He'll carry on and still attack. He's not the sort of player to give in either. But you can see, I can tell in his face a little bit that he's starting to get a little bit despondent. You know, because he's had the chances. And when you play matches, sometimes you go 4-0 down and you've not got to the table. Okay, you accept that and think, right, when I do get there, you know, I'm going to make him pay sort of thing. But Jason's had chances. And I mean easy ones as well. Well, he's leaving the red last that's next to the yellow. He's going to play it down into the bottom left-hand corner in a second. And he's perfect. Now these are the ones he's been missing. But this time he's going to have to take it.
Finally Jason Twist puts one frame on his side of the score sheet. And in a flurry, and very impressively as well. 4-1 to Carl Morris. Frame 6. And Jason Twist, having finally brought his first frame home. And look what he turns right over to Carl Morris. That really was a good break. That red top right did everything except drop.
I think Carl Morris will take full advantage of that, Jim. It's a golden opportunity to restore his 4-frame lead.
Red ball's in play.
Well, there's no real big problems here, like you say, Michael. Just got to attain cue ball control. You've seen he plays a couple of these shots before in some of his matches. Likes to play the cue from behind his back. Looks quite steady with it as well.
It is. It's a good shot.
But again, it's anything, you know, to avoid using the rest.
That's right.
Or the spider doesn't like it.
It's a shot developed because of his hatred of the spider.
Here he is again, stretching over. Might have to use it this time because... Nope, back of the hand again. So he wants to stretch over, but he has to keep one foot on the floor. And where it is, he can't get his foot on the floor. It's more like a limbo dancer when he starts doing this, isn't he?
Well, when you're so adept at being able to play that sort of shot, why not leave the rest where it is?
That's right, Jim. He's used it so much it's second nature to him now.
Probably a gymnast in a previous life.
Well, he's not even a full-time pool player as many of the pros are here. He lists his occupation as a property developer. And obviously his biggest achievement to date is in 1998 when he lifted the Embassy title.
He's just potted this ball, Jim, but he's left himself some awkward bridging. Nice pot.
Well, you see his cue very close to that yellow.
Yellow ball's in play.
His cue came up off his hand very quickly as well. Didn't like it. See him play at the cue straight off his bridge hand. And that's where the miss came from. The worm's turned. Jason's got a frame on the board. Carl with a uncharacteristic miss into the centre.
It's a lovely shot.
Well, not just because he's part of the ball, but just look where he's put Carl's other red.
That's right. Put it tight, Tony.
So should Jason miss this finish, there'll be nothing easy left for Carl Morris.
Well, he does tend to have that look in his eye again. That look of intensity and focus. We saw it in his semifinal match against Quentin Hahn. Looks like he's got it again.
Not a very good positional shot there for Jason. He's going to have to play a thin cut, I think, with the yellow at the top of the table. Bring the cue ball down for the other 2 yellows. That would be my choice of shot anyway. Well, he's opted for the safety. What a great shot to play.
That's a tremendous shot, Tony. Getting Carl Morris deeper and deeper trouble.
Total snooker.
Not an easy escape here. His nickname is Houdini, and he'll need to be.
Foul. 2 visitors.
Well, he's very, very fortunate, and that's why he's smiling even after committing the foul. Where that cue ball is finished, had it gone in the pocket, would virtually have been frame over. But from there, Jason has to waste a visit.
Played a good shot, though, Jason.
Second visit.
Promoted that yellow right over to the centre pocket. Just drops this one in, plays the ball up the top. And everything should be pretty simple.
Time out.
There you see Jason not happy with the contact that he had on that last part. Wanted to screw the cue ball back a lot further, because now he's going to have to play round the angles to get on the black.
Time running.
He's played a lovely shot though, Jason.
Played that well, Tony.
Well, he's starting to look like the player we knew he would be. He's won the last 2, trailing Carl Morris 4-2 in this race to 11 final.
7th frame, Carl Morris to break, leading 4 frames to 2.
Well, Carl Morris has seen his lead dissipate from 4-0 to 4-2. He's breaking off here in frame 7 and still very successful with the style that he's using.
It's a tremendous split. I'll just look at the red balls.
Spotted.
Red balls are looking great.
And that's just how big the break is, Mike.
Red balls in play.
Yeah, we've said it all week, Jim.
His opponent has started to fire back at him. And with a break like that, he can stop him in his tracks.
He wants to get rid of that red at the top as soon as possible. Bring the cue ball down, leaving his last 3 reds all in the same area of the table.
That's exactly what he's doing, Tony.
Well, just less movement for the cue ball, isn't it?
Come on, Carl.
Packed arena here. The Hilton Hotel, right on the promenade in Blackpool. The 2000 edition of the Embassy Whirlpool Championships. This, the men's final. The pinnacle of events here.
Carl showing us some great ball control there.
A break and finish for Carl Morris. The perfect reply to a barrage of potting from Jason Twist. 5-2, Carl Morris over Jason Twist. Frame number 8, and we see Jason Twist breaking off after a very good performance from Carl Morris. Can he respond?
Open table. Open table.
Still an open table here, Tony.
Open table.
Carl's elected to play a safety shot. Try to stop Jason.
Yeah, we've had these cat and mouse games before, Michael.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times this week.
Both players, they try not to leave each other in. I think Carl's going to have a go now. A lovely shot, good shot there from Carl. He's got a good chance on the reds.
We have to admire Carl Morris. He's certainly fit for the fight here. He's seen Jason Twist respond, and he's right back at him.
There you see the arena that we're playing in. Fantastic sight. Seeing a full house here. With Carl Morris at the table.
The whole week, Tony, the crowd's been fantastic. Just showing the growth of our game throughout the world.
Yeah, they've representatives from all nations than ever before as well. We've got players from the Yemen now playing in this tournament.
Probably the most difficult ball here for Carl is the 8.
Well, I think he's not quite happy with his position there.
I think he just wanted to be a little straighter onto the pot myself, Tony.
Yeah, because he wants to play this one in the middle. Might change his mind now and play the red on the left hand, near the left-hand rail. No, he's going up top with this one. It's a good shot.
Yeah, well-executed shot.
Yes, a confident pot here. Never in doubt. Now, has he left the red to the opposite center?
He has indeed. Left himself a nice angle now to come onto the black. I think he should run forward when he pots this with the cue ball off the bottom rail and then over to the side cushion. What a great shot from Carl Morris.
Absolutely delighted to see that white get the top side of the 8 there. That kicked a little bit, but safely into the bottom of the pocket, and that's what counts. Carl Morris 6-2 in front of Jason the Tornado Twist. Carl Morris breaking off frame 9. He has been so successful. I think Jason has settled down. I think that Carl Morris has settled into this one a little bit. Because Jason really hasn't done a lot wrong the last 2 frames.
That's right, just Carl's went on the table and done what needed to be done. He's just broke there for Jim, and that highly successful break of his hasn't worked. He's let Jason in.
Well, I think Jason will be looking at the yellows.
For sure, Tony.
The awkward one's the one that's in the centre of the 3 reds near the black. But he's on it now, I'm sure of it. You can cut it into the centre pocket.
30 seconds.
Time out.
Well, he's not going to play it. Sent Jason Davis, the referee, over to get the rest.
Yellow ball's in play.
Well, he's on it even better now, Michael.
Yeah, much better from there, Tony.
Well, he's got a little angle to come past the black and down to the bottom of the table.
That's a lovely little shot. Just a little bounce off the cushion onto the yellow to the middle right.
Yeah, it's a great shot from Jason Twist. Get onto the awful one. Absolutely perfect position. Great use with the cue ball there.
Only the pace allowing that one to drop. The standard of play has picked up noticeably here.
You'd like to come back a bit further, Jim. Just left that a little short. Great shot from Jason Twist. This is more like the tornado that we all know.
An important frame for Jason Twist. Pulls one back, 6-3 to Carl Morris, but he's keeping him in his sights. And now Jason's order of the day right now, a successful break off. He's got the yellow, red, another red. As he landed on a color.
Yellow and red balls possible.
Trouble is he's brought the cue ball back up to the top cushion. You see that little nod of the head there, Jim, as if to say, typical. Pot 3 balls off the break and look where I've finished.
Good power without a lot of body movement.
Now does that yellow pass between the two reds and into the left-hand centre pocket?
Red ball's in play.
30 seconds.
Obviously doesn't. He's elected to take the reds. And there you see it doesn't. Forcing Jason Twist to take this long red. That's a great shot. I'll tell you what, that was really, really good straight cueing. Never moved. You see, he didn't move until the ball was nearly at the pocket. Great shot. And I'll tell you what a positional shot there as well. Had to land on a sixpence to get on that red. Lovely control from Jason Twist.
He put all his eggs in one basket, Tony, where he's finished. If he didn't get on this red, he wasn't on either of the other two.
Well, that's unbelievable. He just played two fantastic shots. And now he's played a loose one.
Just a little short of pace, really. But again, he should get this, and he's got to hold the cue ball. That's what makes the pot more difficult.
Wants to just kiss into the yellow.
Yeah, he's played it brilliantly. Yeah, he's done that well, Tony.
I thought he was going to kiss into the yellow there, but he's played it brilliantly, that shot.
He was having a very anxious look after it as well.
Still got to get on the black, though. Lovely shot. He's bang on form now, is Jason Twist. The tornado is coming up to full force.
Very important frame, that one. He really is staying on the back of Carl Morris. 6-4 to the former world champion Morris.
Well, plenty more twists and turns in this final. Jason, that's much more like it.
Well, that's like the Jason Twist we've seen all week, and He really needed that last couple of frames here.
That was a lovely red.
See a key red there. He's played that was such a difficult shot under pressure, and he's played it really well. So that goes to show he's got his mind back and his game back.
And he goes into this break now telling himself this is not beyond him, it's well in his capabilities.
Oh, Jason going to the break, they're absolutely over the moon at 6-4 down, because he's made so many mistakes that he hasn't been making all week, and he could be out of the match now, he could be 8-2 down, but he finds himself 6-4 down. It's only 2 frames behind, and he's in the match 100%, yeah.
And Carl Morris, what will he be thinking?
I expect Carl to be over the moon to be 6-4 up as well, because he's made the most of Jason's mistakes, and he hasn't really made that many mistakes himself, so it's not like he's been handing Jason frames, but Jason's going to be over the moon to be 6-4.
But it's a nicely poised situation going into that second session, isn't it?
Well, that's great. Once again, if it would have been anything other than 6-4, then I couldn't really have seen anything other than a Carl Morris victory, but Jason just turned the final on his head in that last couple of frames.
OK, Rob, thanks very much indeed. More from Rob a little later. Right now, we're going to take a break. Suggest you do the same. We'll see you in a couple of minutes' time. Welcome back to Blackpool. We're going to return now to the action in the second session of the men's final between Jason Twist and Carl Morris, the former champion. Morris leads 6-4. Back now to Jim White.
Yes, the glitter, glitz, and the bright lights of center stage here in Blackpool. It's the 2000 Embassy World Singles Championship. We've got the former champion Carl Morris, the event's number 2 seed, up against Jason Twist, the number 5 seed. And right now, Morris in command, 6-4 in front. He's breaking off here, frame number 11. And he has been very successful at the break, failing only once. We'll see how he does here.
Red and yellow ball spotted.
Good early chance. Yellows look good favorite here.
And here's that break again, Jim. So effective for him tonight. You may just see a few of the top players change into that.
Just look at the yellows, Mike.
Yeah.
And one thing about that break, Mike, while we just talk about it, is there's no danger in the cue ball going in off, as we see quite often.
That's right. The cue ball stays in the centre of the table all the time, Jim.
Yellow ball's in play.
So what it is because he's hitting the side of the pack, the cue ball's hitting the side cushion and coming back in and kicking the balls again.
If you like doing it, it's a double break.
He does have that one difficult yellow just below the red, the left side. He may dislodge it right here, and there it is.
It's not gone entirely easy though, Jim. See him play the shot again. He kicks the yellow away from the red, and ideally like to stay in between the two there at the right hand side, but it's gone behind it.
Well, I think he should try and play on it right away.
Yeah, he's
get
got
it
the
out
angle.
of the way.
He has the angle on the ball in the centre. I think bring the cue ball across, maybe kicking into the red just above it. He can play it down in the bottom right hand corner.
$30.
A little unfortunate, as you said, not to have left it a bit easier, but we'll see if he's taking your game plan. Not a bad attempt, because he knew he was going to have the other yellow should he not drop on it.
I wonder if the yellow passes into the top left-hand corner. If it passes up there, which I think it must do.
Looks like that's what he's playing, Tony.
Well, that's his only route to the finishing line, and there you see there's a big gap there.
Well, here we go. He's not exactly the right side of it to be able to get the cue ball on the other side of the table for the 8.
There you see his angle. Cue ball's going naturally going to the right-hand side.
$30.
Good shot there from Carl Morris. Left himself a shot at it, Michael.
That's right, Tony. Uses the couche well there, just the right pace.
Plays a bit of right-hand side. No easy black this, though.
Evidence there.
Red ball's in play.
She's not happy about the miss. But it was never going to be easy. Chance for Jason Twist, this first frame after the interval, always so important. Just get the feeling that if Jason can get back on level terms in this one, after the early frames that he gift wrapped, going to put him in good stead for the remainder of it.
Well, just before the interval, we saw Jason reel off 2 frames in a row. And I wondered if the interval had come at a bad time for him because he looked to be really buzzing. But he'll be happy he's got to the table with a pretty straightforward finish. Just want to bring the cue ball back about 3 or 4 inches. That's pretty good. You want to leave this shot as straight as possible. You won't grumble at that. You can just bounce the cue ball off the side rail. Bit of top on the white and up for the black.
This is what he has to do. The chances he gets, he has to put pay to them. The example, the last 3 in a row, more importantly, the first after the interval. 6-5 to Carl Morris, but Jason Tornado Twist right back in this final.
12th frame, Jason Twist to break, trading 6 frames to 5.
Jason Twist set to break off in frame 12. Yellow down.
Yellow ball crosses.
And look at the yellows. A terrific chance here.
Yeah, it's a good break off, is that, Jim?
It seems to be all coming together at the right time from Tony.
Yeah, he's going to have to take the yellow into the centre pocket for his starter ball. Well, I didn't realise he could get through there. He's taking the yellow into the corner. You see it again. Just got to make sure he leaves himself. The ball over the centre's got to be the last one. On the right-hand side of the table. You get on that one, leave himself an angle so the cue ball's going down towards the black. That will be the key to winning this frame.
Looks a different player, doesn't he, than the one that kicked off here a short while ago.
I'll tell you what's noticeable, that he's speeded up. He's getting around the table a lot quicker. Looking very, very positive.
Drop this in the center, and you'll have the nice angle on the other yellow, opposite center, to be able to play right down onto the black.
The thing is, when you're playing well, you see things so much clearly than if you're playing badly. And he's left himself a perfect angle, just pulls the cue ball down, and the black will be going in the bottom left-hand corner. Lovely pull from Jason. Perfect.
He's a formidable player when he's flying. The Tornado now on level pegging with Carl Morris. 6 apiece. Effectively now a best of 9 for the final.
Thirteenth frame, Carl Morris to break, 6 frames all.
Well, after dropping the first 4 frames, Jason Twist has clawed his way back into this. And Carl Morris having a real good look at the balls right now. He's trying to build some intensity.
He's got nothing again, Jim.
Open table.
It's the second time that he's failed at the break-off.
Jason just considering his first shot here, trying to work out the best route. Which set of balls is he going to play?
30 seconds.
I think he might have a pop at the yellows, Mike.
I agree with you, Tony. But what a mouth-watering prospect now. The match level.
Everything it promised, it's living up to its billing.
Yellow ball's in play.
And you also get the feeling that Jason Twist has settled into it. Momentum truly on his side right now. Wiped away that 6-2 deficit. And really with very few mistakes from Carl Morris in doing it.
That's right. He's just been awesome when he's got to the table, Jim. He's done the business. Don't think he's going to be too happy with that one, Tony.
He's played a bit of a loose shot there, Mike. I think he's just looking to see if the yellow might go off the 8-ball into the centre. It's a thin cut, though. And the cue ball doing a lot of travelling. I wouldn't recommend that shot. Having said that, there's not a lot else out there, Mike, is there?
No, there's not, Tony. I think he'll try it. He's an aggressive player, is Jason Twist.
He is. He's having a go. What a great shot.
Superb shot.
Another look at that one. And again, a sign that he's obviously feeling a lot better right now.
Yeah, it's a great shot from Jason Twist. Left the cue ball in the lap of the gods. But it's worked out very well for him. Still not an easy finish, though.
Another amazing point. We talked about earlier that Carl Morris doesn't play pool full time. He's a property developer. Well, would you believe that Jason Twist also lists an occupation that is not solely a professional pool player? He's a painter and decorator. So in his time, he fixes up homes. I wonder if winning the World Championship here will buy him a few more gigs.
30 seconds.
Just looking to roll this in, Tony.
As you can see, Jason, he's going to have to play the long yellow now into the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, he just come up short there.
He wants to bring the cue ball back, for himself an angle. Now then, has he come back enough? This looks tight to me. He must be able to get through. He's gone down very quickly. Yes, he can. Play that with some power.
He was a little anxious playing that one.
Yeah.
That was a bit of adrenaline behind that stroke. And the 8 down for the first time in this match. Jason Twist has his nose in front. 7-6 over Carl Morris. The break. for Jason Twist. Not successful there, but when you break off that top ball, that's always a danger.
One visit.
And so often we see the cue ball into the bottom corners and the center pockets, and that hasn't happened with Carl Morris. And that's certainly a momentum stopper, that.
Carl now be desperate to get this one, Jim. To tie it up.
Well, not just to tie it up, but to stop the rock, Michael.
That's right, Tony.
As you said before, he's lost the last 5 frames in a row.
There's no reason for Carl here not to complete the finish either. The yellow's nicely in the open. He's always got that yellow over the bottom right as his insurance policy, if he leaves that to the very end. But again, they're in the open, but they're only easy pots if you can maneuver that cue ball into an area to be able to attack them. And one little hitch in that back arm, one sign of tension or nerves, and that cueing motion goes all awry. It doesn't take much.
I think that's a strange selection of shot there, Jim. I would have went for the one down the cushion at the bottom left first. And he doesn't look too happy with it either.
And speaking of not being happy, the Morris family right now, they've just seen their son and brother lose the last 5 in a row. Mind you, they can still offer a smile, enjoying it. It's a first-class pool here, no doubt about that.
That's a lovely shot there from Carl Morris.
Came back well there, Tony.
And that was bridging over the red as well. Terrific shot.
And that's pretty good. He's got a pretty cue ball off the bottom rail, screwing the ball back. Over for the 8 ball.
Time out.
He doesn't like the rest. He's going to have to use it on this shot.
Well, he doesn't have to do anything with the white, though. Just bump it in.
Time running.
He shouldn't miss a shot like this in 100 tries. Rest or no rest.
So you just having a couple of practice swings there, Jim.
Down goes the 8, and the score line reads 7 frames apiece. 14 have been played. There's nothing in it. What a final we are brewing to here between Jason Twist and Carl Morris. Tornado Twist breaks off, red top corner.
And look how they've come out. Both sets of colours. Evenly placed at the both on. And this is a great split from Jason Twist. Just what he wanted. He's leading 9-8.
Yeah, Tony, I think he'll favour yellows.
This is a big frame. If Jason Twist gets this one, Carl's then got to win 3-0.
He's just nominated the yellow balls.
Which one of these players is going to be polishing that up before they take it home?
30 seconds.
Jason right now 9-8 in front, and a great opportunity to go 10-8.
Yellow ball's in play.
The yellows are sitting a dream here.
30 seconds.
He just wants to weigh it up in his mind exactly in what order he wants to remove them. He shouldn't have to move the cue ball around a lot here either.
He knows his great chance. Look at his eyes. Really, really focused now, Jason Twist.
No blinking at all.
No, he's like a predator. Marching around the table. Great shot from Jason.
Yeah, that's a tremendous shot, Tony. You just get the feeling now he perhaps smells victory.
Seconds.
Well, there's a good friend of mine, found his way into the crowd. Tony Drago, the Maltese snooker professional. He loves playing a bit of American pool. Who's to say he wouldn't be able to play this game? But all eyes right now on Jason Twist. The only title that's eluded him is the World Championship, the Embassy Crown.
Just one good positional shot here from Jason. As Carl looks on.
And who would have thought Jason would be finding himself in such a commanding position here when he lost the first 4 frames. His dad on the left. He can breathe again.
You have to watch that shot.
The 8 goes down, and Jason Twist is but 1 frame away from the most coveted title in the game of pool.
You see one of his supporters there shouting, "Come on, Jason, one more frame."
Carl Morris getting set to break off. He's won 2 of the last 10 frames. At one stage, 6-2 in front. Now he finds himself 10-8 behind. But he got a ball off the break.
Yeah, red ball to the centre left-hand pocket.
All the balls are on, Michael. This is a test of nerve now, isn't it?
Yeah, this will show his bottle. He's got to compose himself, Tony. He knows he's behind. He knows 1 more frame and Jason Twist's world champion. He's got to take the opportunity.
Red ball's in play.
30 seconds.
Well, the experience that both these players possess, having been to the world final already once, puts them both in good stead to be able to handle the immense pressure that they're under right now.
He's on that red to the top right, Jim, but it wasn't a great shot.
And you know what's funny for my money? This is the best Carl Morris has played. He's 10-8 behind, and he's playing considerably better now than he did in winning the previous 2 matches.
That's right. Looking to run this ball on the right-hand cushion down.
Seconds.
That one wiped his feet, but what a great signal shot from Carl Morris. Pulling the cue ball through the gap of those two balls on the side rail.
Just as you said, Jim, playing his best when he's coming from behind. Superb.
Seconds.
Carl now just going to put this red ball into the bottom right hand corner. Uses the, oh, it's a good shot. He's just used the yellow there to stop the white ball exactly where he needs it.
One good controlled shot now from Carl Morris. He keeps his dream alive.
And there's Black. Does just
Down
exactly
it goes. He stays right with him. 10-9. Jason Twist will be breaking off in the 20th frame of a possible 21. And the biggest break that Jason Twist will hit in his career is coming up. The 20th frame, he's got a ball off the break.
Come on then. Red ball potted.
Well, he's got to be turning over right now inside because the balls are here for Jason to become the world champion.
Will he get out of his chair again to play another shot in the 2000 Embassy World Championships?
He knows this is his chance.
Red ball's in play.
His father, Terry, his best friend, Mark, there. Terry can't bear to look. As the hands creeping over the eyes.
Just 4 balls, Tony.
And Mike,
then the Black.
They can't be easy enough for him right now.
Well, we've seen a couple of balls spit out of this pocket, played in at pace. Not that time from Jason. His heart must be racing right now. This is such a big shot. If he gets position off this ball. He's left himself all vacuum, but he's got the angle to come back out.
Just wants to get that cue ball back out the center of the table for that red bottom right.
If he gets the cue ball just above the black spot, you can see on the pool table, he's perfect. Would you believe?
Yellow balls to play.
Well, he was cueing and playing a lot of right-hand side into that. And he obviously didn't allow for the deflection.
There's a bit of movement there, Jim.
First chance at the world title thrown away. Will he get another one?
He must be absolutely sick.
And I'll tell you what, Tony, he'll be even more sick if Carl goes on to do this.
I'm not being funny. He's done exactly, well, not exactly the same, but nearly the same as what I did in '96. I was leading 10-9. The balls were there for me to win the world title. I missed a ball into a bottom corner, 3 balls from home. And I got him, I sat in my chair, I'd lost the frame, and then I never got a go in the last frame. And I'll tell you what, it must have did me in for 12 months.
Nervous moments for Mum Rose. Dad Jim, England manager. Carl not happy with that last shot, Jim.
Well, that's what this event is all about.
Well, surely he can get through to the top right-hand corner. I don't believe he's a snookered at all.
30 seconds.
It's definitely not blocking his path.
No, he's got a shot there.
Yeah. Must be really close to the time again.
He likes that full minute.
Here we go again.
Actually, 58 or 59 seconds there, Tony.
Good pot under the circumstances.
Well, if you remember, in the semi-finals last year, Carl Morris went out on a time foul against Terry Hunt.
And eventually went down 10-9 in that one.
Well, it was on the last frame, wasn't it?
He's left himself a decent angle there, Tony, to come back down. Jason staring at the floor.
Well, the one that always wins the frame to level the match is usually the favourite in a deciding frame, because they're the ones that are feeling a whole lot better than the one that's just made the mistake. And right now, Carl Morris is going to have his tail up going into the 21st and final frame.
And what's more, he'll be breaking off. Would you believe it? 20 frames under our belt and nothing has been decided. Carl Morris and Jason Twist will be playing one frame to decide who the world champion in 8-ball pool will be. Everything to play for here. One frame for the world title.
Final
and this
frame.
is what they all came for. This
Carl
is what
Morris
you've tuned in
strike, 10
for at
frames
home.
off.
And we've got the best seat in the house. Carl Morris will be breaking off in the 21st frame of the 2000 Embassy Whirlpool Championships. And now, as Carl gets set to break off, so many variables enter into it. Got a ball off the break. But now Mike and Tony, the players, both think about the chances they've had. Will they get a chance?
These, I'm not being funny, these yellows are easy.
I've got to totally agree with you here, Tony.
These are easy. These are easier than Jason's on the last game. There's just nowhere he can really mess up. If you're playing a one-frame decider in a world final, and you can put the balls down with your hands where you finish it, you want to take out.
That's
it wouldn't be
exactly
far
what
off
we do.
what.
Yep.
How they're sat now.
And he knows it, Tony.
Oh, he's still thinking about the red he missed in the previous frame.
And he'll be thinking about that for an awful long time if Carl Morris completes the clearance here.
30 seconds.
But what a test of character and mettle from Carl Morris. 10-8 behind. He's had to win the last three. And right now, he looks on course to do just that.
Looks pretty good.
He has to be just churning inside. Maintaining that composure. You try and heighten yourself with the concentration and the focus and block it all out. Embracing the pressure, that's the key.
See, he's trying to put his hand up to stop the white.
Praying for it to stop, Tony.
And are they suffering as much as their son?
Seconds.
Come on! What a shot. At this stage of the match, absolutely superb.
Great pot from Carl Morris.
I would have thought he'd have taken the other one first.
I would have done as well. Just one positional shot now. The pot's easy. Just got to steer the cue ball around the back of the reds. Cue ball anywhere in the middle of the table, and he'll be the world champion for the second time.
30 seconds.
Would you believe what is happening in this world final? That was a formality shot.
Who would have thought this?
We just put check side on it.
I don't understand.
I thought he'd be playing with left-hand side, coming off the bottom rail, putting the side on, coming into the side rail, and then up to the black.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the middle of the table, he's on the black.
He's got a shot in the black.
30 seconds.
Well, he's looking at playing the black off the red, into the side cushion and back in the other middle. What a shot this would be to win a world title. Jason can barely look at this because he knows that this is like, we're talking 50 to 1 shot now.
Yeah. Hasn't made it, Tony.
I don't think Jason Twist thought he was going to get another chance.
Well, the drama in this world final is unbelievable.
They both had one hand on the trophy, and it's been yanked away.
Jason's got to keep himself together now. He's already missed once himself. And the ball's back in the other court for the stressed emotion. And all the unpleasantness they've had to endure while watching this final unfold, especially in the last 2 or 3 frames.
Every movement now under the magnifying glass for those that can bear to watch.
Wants to stand up, take a big deep breath, just to compose himself as he goes through the reds. He's 5 balls away from being world champion. But before he was 3 balls away, Jim, Carl's been 1. Gets the cue ball up on the top rail. Jason's laughing. He's played this well. Well, I'll tell you what, it's only the black ball now that is the dodgy one. Any normal circumstances, the black ball would be easy. This is formality finish. We're 10-all. We're in the world final. And all the demons that are going on inside Michael. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable pressure.
Well, Tony, you've had the privilege to be there. You know what he's feeling now.
I don't know if it's a privilege to be there and lose.
Well, yeah, I can understand that.
Terry can't bear to look. One good positional shot. He's on it. Remember a black like this he missed against Quinton Han in the semi-final?
This 8 for the title. He's done it, Jason Twist, a regal performance. Hats off to Carl Morris. We have been treated to an epic final. 11-10, the scoreline reads, but it was 1 shot away from having a different champion. What a performance for these 2 players. And Jason Twist is the 2000 Embassy Whirlpool champion. And there's what the title means to Carl Morris.
Well, that's a great moment, isn't it, for Jason Twist, but you have to feel, Rob, in your heart for Carl Morris. He came so close.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the two clearances Carl took out to go 10-all, and he's faced with what was a routine finish, and just had to play one shot to get on the blackboard to win the world title, and he looks like he's had a little twitch on it, and played the shot with the wrong side to get around the table for the black, and it's a very, very costly miss.
There was a lifeline thrown at the end there to Jason, because we thought maybe he wasn't going to get back to the table, but he got that chance and he made the most of it.
He took it very well, and the way Jason been playing, I thought he was going to get it, but there was a lot of pressure under it, and once again, this is the shot here by Carl. If he plays this for left-hand side, the white comes over the right-hand side of the table, and at the top half of the table for a very easy black, but once again, you know, that's the sort of pressure these lads are under.
I know. Well, you know better than most what it's like out there. You've won this title yourself twice, and that's an understandable pressure shot, isn't it, that's gone wrong?
I've been very lucky. I haven't had to face that sort of pressure. I've won both my finals reasonably comfortable, but we've had it all there. We've had swings either way. We've had Carl 4 frames in front, Jason a couple of frames in front, Jason with the title in his hands, Carl with the title in his hands, and at the end we've had a really solid clearance from Jason to win the title. And
Jason making no mistake on this, clearing up this frame. He really did pretty well here, didn't he? No nerves.
Oh, absolutely. He looked really focused, and he knew that was going to be his last chance to win the title, and he took it with both hands.
And just how good would you say this final has been? I mean, it's been nip and tuck all the way, and a brilliant finish. We couldn't have asked for a tighter finish. How good would you say this performance from both these men has been?
I don't think it's been a top-quality pool like we've seen from both players in the past, but it's been a top-quality final. They've both had a chance to win it, and once again, a really good advertisement for Paul.
Rob, thank you very much indeed. I think right now we ought to hear from both men there with Jonathan.
Thank you, David. I think, first of all, I'd just like to thank both these players, and I know everybody in the audience does, for a fantastic final. Carl Morris and the new Embassy World Champion, Jason Twist. Carl Morris, an incredible final, really, in many ways. You began so well, but position on the black caught you out twice. First of all at 7-all, and then, of course, in the final frame. It must have been agonizing, very hard for you.
It was an important frame, but I tend to do that. I tend to try and get it perfect. I sort of thought about bringing it back. It didn't matter if I came too far, I still had to go on the black. But apart from that, apart from the last frame, I didn't really make a mistake. He played well, and I think he deserves it.
Well, that's nice words. Well, you've been in the final the last 3 years. The 98 one, of course, very special for you. A great night you had then, and a great year to follow as well. I'm sure you wish the same for Jason, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I'm playing that black over and over in my mind, like I said. But at least he's won it now. I've won it once, at least he's won it. And I think he deserves that, especially after the last 9 months. He's just been simply the best player in the world over the last 9 months, no doubt about it.
Gracious words in defeat. Thank you, Carl Morris. But let me turn to the new world champion, Jason Twist. Let me take you back to 95, and I know what agonizing time that was. This is all righted it or not?
Well, of course. I've won the home internationals, European, and now the world, all in the same year. You can't do any better than that.
You certainly can't. Let me ask you, because we talked about it at the top, but before you even went and played this match, what has been the difference to your game going into this year?
Mostly belief in myself, a lot of hard practice, and just concentrating a hell of a lot.
Well, you needed that concentration in this match. 4-0 down. You came back with fighting spirit, and this last frame obviously must have put you through, well, I don't know what, but it put us through a heck of a lot. How was it for you?
It was a nightmare, to be honest. 6-4 down, and I've come back, I've gone 7-6 in front. I thought, I've got him now. And then I've gone 10-8, and he's come back to 10-all, and then he's ended up doing that on the black. I was nearly having a heart attack over there. It was just a fantastic final. I was pleased to be part of it.
I think you remember this night for a long time.
I will do.
Well, congratulations again, the new world champion, Jason Twist. All right, for the presentations, let's now join Alan Hughes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the presentation party consisting of Graham Blashill, Managing Director UK, Imperial Tobacco Limited, accompanied by our Tournament Director, George Harwood.
To do what we've all been waiting for since this event began. Present the winner and the runner-up checks. George Harwood on the left, the Tournament Director, Graham Blashill on the right, the Managing Director, UK Imperial Tobacco Limited. What can you say about that young man there? He's made so many friends tonight. The position that he was in is so difficult to come up with the words that he came up with. And I think Carl Morris is going to be seeing a few more finals before his career winds down. I think there will be little doubt about that. Far too much character in that young gentleman.
So the winner is a cheque for £10,000, a magnum of Lansing champagne to celebrate the victory, the trophy and the title of this year's Embassy World 8-ball pool champion goes to Jason Twist.
And Jason Twist, well, what can you say about him? £10,000 to the winner, the Embassy World Trophy and the title along with it. He's won everything this year, the best player in the world without doubt, but this was the title that he wanted. This was the one that confirmed everything.
Jason Twist, ladies and gentlemen, a great champion.
And the night certainly belongs to Jason Twist.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget the contribution by this young man, a brilliant young player. Give him a hand, folks. Carl Morris, a tremendous effort from him. He'll be back, I promise you. He'll be back.
Yes, some great scenes here at Blackpool, and why not? We've enjoyed a terrific final. Rob, let's just get your final verdict on what we've seen, what we've enjoyed. It's been a terrific match, hasn't it? And Jason, the deserving world champion.
Absolutely, yeah, you're 100% right, David. It was a fantastic match, and I think it caps a fantastic season for Jason to finally be crowned world champion. There couldn't be a better winner yet.
And just a brief word about Carl. He's back really almost to his best form.
Sure, yeah, that was a fantastic performance from Carl, because he hasn't really been extending in any of his matches prior to the final, but he's performed the goods there like we thought he might do, and you know, he was one ball away from being world champion again.
So you've enjoyed it? It's been a good session?
I would have liked it more if I was there, obviously, but no, it was brilliant match.
Rob, thank you very much indeed for your company. That's Rob McKenna, former world champion, sitting and admiring our new world champion, Jason Twist. It's well done to him. From all of us here at Blackpool, hope you've enjoyed the whole session. It's been a great Embassy World Championship. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.